perfectly balanced handling, optimal driver engagement, this long-range dual-motor Polestar 2 is for the post-gasoline car enthusiast. There's a lot to like about the Polestar 2. It's exciting and comfortable to drive, and it has a lot of personality for a fully electric vehicle. And of course, the infotainment system is powered by Google Android. Now, to understand where the Polestar brand comes from and, well, why it kind of resembles the original Volvo 40 concept car, is to know that Polestar is partially owned by Volvo and partially owned by Volvo's parent company, Geeley. Just don't call it a Volvo, because it's not. And because all of that sounds a bit convoluted and confusing, let's just talk about the car. Today we're working with our friends at Polestar of Minneapolis. This is the 2022 Polestar 2 long-range dual motor, and it has a starting MSRP of $53,300 before all local and federal tax incentives. There's also a long-range single motor version, and that's new for this year, and it has a starting MSRP of $48,400 before all tax incentives as well. Now, of course, the dual motor does have all-wheel drive with 250 kilowatt-hour motors, one on the front axle and the other one on the rear axle. And it produces 408 horsepower and 487 pound-feet of torque. And it has a 400-volt, 27-module lithium-ion battery with a 78 kilowatt-hour capacity, and it features up to 260 miles of range on a single charge. And it can whiz you from 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds. That's pretty cool. Now, charge time is 35 minutes using a DC 155 kilowatt hour public fast charger with 10 to 80% charge, and 8 hours with the AC 3-phase 16 amp home wall box. Now, out front, it does have the automatic on-off multi-beam and projector LED headlights with active high beam. And it's worth noting that these headlights are 84 pixel LED units individually controlled by a camera able to shade out oncoming traffic to avoid glare. And you can't beat, I really do like that Thor's Hammer daytime running lights, and you get a nice, good-looking traditional front grille with black front grille with body colored surround. And of course, it doesn't really need a grille, but it looks really good. There's also a front facing camera, and it does have a body colored front bumper with flat black on the bottom. There you see is a splitter to help reduce overall drag and make the vehicle more aerodynamic. Now, out to the corners, there are LED fog lights, and it does have front parking assist, and the Polestar features rain-sensing automatic windshield wipers as well. Up top, there is a broad flat hood with the cool yet subtle Polestar logo. And speaking of subtle logos, you'll notice there are several Polestar logos on the outside of the vehicle, but you will only find the actual Polestar name in the sides of the front headlights and in the sides of the rear taillights. That's it, nowhere else. Now, under the hood, you'll find the trunk or frunk, and there is 1.2 cubic feet of additional storage there. Its maximum width for that storage is 26.8 inches, and its maximum depth is 9.1 inches. Now, you also see the jack and washer fluid filler cap is the fix-a-flat mobility pack as well. Now, you can access the frunk with a pull handle located under the dashboard. And what I really like about this is it's inside where a typical hood release on a petroleum-powered vehicle would be located. So nothing too new to learn there. That's really cool. Now, also under the hood, there is a logo up on the traditional cowl area on the passenger side that says Air Woofer Technology. What is that? Well, that's part of the Harman Kardon premium audio system, and to save room, Polestar put it up here instead of in the cargo area, and there instead, which is right under and behind the dashboard to, again, save room from taking up extra room in the cargo area. Let's take a look around the side. Okay, now the standard wheels are a 19-inch 5-spoke diamond cut black diamond cut alloys wrapped in 245/45 R19 Michelin Privacy tires. However, the optional wheels are a 20-inch V-spoke black silver alloys, or these, which are the 20-inch 4Y spoke black polished forged alloys, and they are wrapped in 245/40 R20 Continental Sport Contact summer tires. That's a lot of beef on those wheels there. Now, the standard brakes feature 1-piston Continental calipers with 345 by 30 millimeter front and 340 by 20 millimeter rear brake disc. Now, the Performance Pack brakes feature the 4-piston Brembo front calipers and 1-piston rear calipers and 375 by 35 millimeter front and 340 by 20 millimeter rear ventilated and cross-drilled brake disc. Now, up front, the suspension is McPherson struts with frequency-dependent dampers and anti-roll bar. Out back, the suspension is a multi-link with frequency-dependent dampers, and it has a multi-roll bar, and the vehicle's overall structure is a steel monocoque with high torsional stiffness and 50/50 perfect weight distribution front to rear. Now, what I do like is the black cladding that is around the wheel wells and along the lower trim panel to help protect your paint from dirt and, say, flying rock chips and things like this, because these tires will really spin. It's got a lot of power. I like that detailed cut line as well above the wheel wells too, and it has heated electrically adjustable frameless mirrors with a bigger mirror surface, and it has the automatic curb feature view that they lower as you're backing up, and you can see it does have the integrated LED turn signals. Now, these are body color door handles, and I love the fact that Polestar is using fixed in place door handles. You know, to me it's a safety issue. Those pop out handles that you're seeing that are becoming prevalent on new vehicles, a lot of new vehicles these days, you know, they're really cool looking. They're cool looking when they're in place. They're cool looking when they pop out. And I'm sure they actually add to the overall aerodynamics of the vehicle. But I got to tell you, we're in Minnesota, and in a lot of cold climates, yeah, you know, they're just harder to use. And I like the solid feel and the safety factor that these handles provide. Also, you do see it has the gloss black belt trim and the window surround, and of course a blacked out A-pillar. I really like that look. And up top is a panoramic laminated glass roof, and it does have the little cool illuminated Polestar logo, and it does have solar radiation reduction technology that I think cuts like 85% of the heat from the sun coming into the car. That's really quite nice. We sat in the parking lot for a while, and I was sitting in the car, and I couldn't feel much heat coming through at all. So it actually does work very well. Let's take a look around back. Now, this is a fixed in place heated rear glass, and it has an electric tailgate with hands-free opening, and it also does have soft closing. Now, these are full LED brake lights, driving lights, if you will, and full LED turn signals, and that is the LED light bar that has automatic dimming as well. It does have a rear view camera up under the lip right above the license plate, and it does have a body colored rear bumper, and you see the flat black lower trim or fascia rub strip. It also does have rear parking assist, and I love the basic overall clean design back here. It's simple and uncluttered. Yeah, I think it's very nice. I like it a lot. Now, let's take a look inside. We'll swipe there. There it goes. These usually don't ever work for me, but it did this time. So the rear seats are 40-60 split, and it does have a ski or pogo stick pass-through hatch right up in there. And it has 14.3 cubic feet of storage with the seats in place, and up to 38.7 cubic feet with the rear seats folded down. Now, this is a hard cargo cover, and with it in place and the rear seats upright, you would still have above that 4.4 cubic feet and up to 11.8 inches of max height of usable, however visible, storage on top of this cargo cover. And of course, the cargo cover does come out of the car. No place to store it in the car, but it does come out of the car. Now, some reviewers like to show you the cargo area by either sitting in or lying down in the trunk, but in the real world, you don't carry people back here. You carry shopping bags, luggage, home store supplies, and such. So what we do, we give you the actual usable dimensions instead. So the length from the back of the front seats to the rear sill is 70.9 inches, and the length from the back of the rear seats to the rear sill is 40.5 inches. Beltline width here, 37 inches, and internally the width at the floor or between the wheel houses is 39.4 inches. Cargo area height, so if you remove this shelf, would be 26.5 inches, and getting something into the car, off the ground into the car, is a liftover height of 30 inches. Now, one of the cool things I like is the floor has a section that you can lift to create a divider, and it gives you a little bit of extra space there to divide things off in a couple little hooks. Yet you can still lift the bottom as well, and there is still, there is still more storage for things that you want to have out of sight if you didn't have the cargo cover on. And one of the things I really like as well is Polestar includes a prop bar that allows you to prop up this panel, and if I can get it in there, there we go. That allows you now to load things in with both hands instead of one hand and trying to hold up the rear panel. So I like that, a lot of attention to detail. Now on the far right side, you do have a storage net and a little bit of area for more storage. And on the driver's side rear, the left side, you've got a little elastic strap, and there is a 12-volt socket, as well as there is LED lighting as well. And of course, if you look, there is up top, built in a couple hard plastic grocery bag, shopping bag holders. However, there is one disappointment here, and that is there is no latch in the back cargo area to lower the seats. You actually have to step around, grab the latch, drop the seat. So you got to get in and out of the door. So, you know, it's not that big of a deal, but if someone's sitting in the car, you'd have to actually get them to move. I guess you'd have to get them to get out anyway, because they can't ride in there now. Maybe that's why there's people laying down in the trunk. Okay, so let's talk. This is Polestar, and we talked about there's co-ownership with Volvo, so definitely there is some safety here. So it does have cross-traffic alert with brake support. It does have rear collision warning and mitigation. You know, lots of safety, lots of cool things on this. Collision avoidance and mitigation by braking and steering. Does have runoff road mitigation, which I think is kind of cool. I don't want to run off the road. It does have forward collision warning, lane keeping aid, driver alert, so a little thing in there. It's like a coffee cup on the screen you can set up. It has road sign information. One of my favorite things, and Nathan's as well, I know, is 360 view surround camera. And as I mentioned, it does have front and rear parking assist, as well as hill start assist, active bending headlights with cornering lights, and so very much more. I think that's really cool. Lots of things on here. Now, some of the options available on the Polestar 2. There is the Plus Pack, which features the Harman Kardon premium sound, which of course is for unparalleled acoustic performance. And as I said, this vehicle does have it. You do also have the full-length panoramic glass roof, wireless phone charging, and Weave Tech seats, which are a recycled fabric. And it does have heated steering wheel and heated rear seats and an energy-saving heat pump that helps warm the cabin. And for us in Minnesota, we really appreciate that. There's also the Pilot Light Pack with Pilot Assist, 360 camera visibility, adaptive cruise control, auto-dimming exterior mirrors, side park assist, and LED fog lights with cornering functionality. And then, of course, there is the Performance Pack. Now, this is the one you got to get. And you can pick and choose these. You don't have to get them as all bundles. Now, the Performance Pack bundles a set of specialized handling upgrades, which are carefully selected and tuned for the Polestar 2 long-range dual motor, including those cool gold Brembo brakes, Öhlins dual flow valve dampers, these nice 20-inch forged alloy Y-shaped wheels, and special gold-colored seat belts, calipers, as I mentioned, and valve stem caps. So definitely worth the upgrade to the Performance. Next up, let's talk about the dimensions. Okay, on the dimensions, well, the front track is 63.1 inches and the rear track is 63 inches. Maximum width with the mirrors is 78.1 inches. Overall length, 181.3 inches. Height is 58.2 inches. rides on a wheelbase of 107.7 inches. Now it does have a ground clearance of 5.7 inches and a pretty good turning circle of 37.1 feet. Its curb weight, 4,680 pounds, and it can actually tow up to 2,000 pounds when properly equipped. It does have a drag coefficient of 0.278 as well. Now what about safety? Well, Euro NCAP gave it 5 stars. AN CAP, which is Australian, gave it 5 stars, and it's worth noting that the Polestar 2 will automatically disconnect its battery in the event of a crash. So a little built-in redundant safety there as well. What about performance? 0 to 60, 4.2 seconds. Standing quarter mile, 12.7 seconds. Top speed, 127 miles per hour. 70 to 0 braking, 157 feet. However, 60 to 0 braking with the Brembo brakes is 115 feet. So quite a bit of difference there. Really cool. What about the appearance? Well, I think it's futuristic without being flashy, and the exterior exhibits a controlled aesthetic that's quietly but confidently distinct. Yeah, I like it. It looks good. Basic warranty, 4 years, 50,000 miles. Drivetrain warranty, 4 years, 50,000 miles. Hybrid electric components, well, 8 years, 100,000 miles. And you do also get roadside assistance for 4 years and unlimited miles. So what about economy? Well, 94 city, 84 highway, and 89 combined MPGe, and the Polestar 2 dual motor consumes 37 kilowatt hours worth of electricity for every 100 miles driven. Well, now how does that compare with the rivals from Jag, Audi, and Tesla? Take a look at this chart real quick, and I'll actually have more information in my notes down below. Okay, so that's my review of the outside of the vehicle. Up next, over to Nathan.
Thanks, Rob. And now I'm going to take you on a tour of the inside of the 2022 Polestar 2, showing you all the interior features as well as the technology. Let's get started. All right, starting on the driver's door here, you've got your standard window lockout. You've got 4 auto up and down window switches. You've got your left and right mirror controls, and of course your unlock and lock buttons. And then down here, you've got your memory seat positions right here. You have a little bit of storage down here, as well as one of your 13 speakers with your Harman Kardon sound system, and then of course your door latch. Now, on the seat itself, you've got a 12-way power, including 4-way power lumbar, and the seat does adjust up and down, just the cushion itself, which is very nice. Now, coming across here, a front latch, which is very nice. It's right in the traditional spot, so you can easily open up your front in the front. You got your standard foot pedals, and then you've got a nice left footrest there. Now, coming on up here, you've got your dashboard brightness and dimness, but not only that, but it dims all the lights in the car, so even the ambient light. And then you've got a trunk opener right here. And then coming up here, you've got the air vent, of course, which you can swivel up or down, and then you can twist the knob. If I can show you here, you can twist it to open, close it. All right, and then underneath the steering wheel here, you do have a manual tilt and telescope. All right, let's step in. All right, so starting on the steering wheel, you've got the WeaveTech material up here. You have got cruise control over here on the left-hand side, and then you have got volume up and down. You've got your switching your stations for your media or switching tracks, and then you do have some controls for the driver's information screen right there as well as here. You do have a 12.3-inch digital driver's information screen. Not a lot you can customize, but there is some, and I will show you that in another video. All right, moving over, this does have auto wipers right here on the right-hand side. It also has auto lights on the left-hand side. Moving over to probably the newest thing in automotive technology is the Google-based infotainment system. So this is all created by Google, and it's Google Maps. It updates seamlessly while you're on the run. In fact, right now, this particular vehicle does not have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, and it doesn't have Sirius XM, but all of that will come in a little bit on an update. which is really nice. You're also going to get it. You can also get an upgraded horsepower, and all that is just an update. So it's just a phenomenal system. It is a 11.2-inch screen, and it is incredibly responsive. Very, very, very fast. Okay, but I will cover all the details of that in another video. Okay, the sound system itself is a Harman Kardon 13-speaker sound system, and it has 600 watts. The standard sound system is 8 speakers and 250 watts, so this is definitely an upgrade. All right, you'll notice the wood right here. This is reconstructed wood, so wood that's been already fallen and then repurposed. So that's the black ash. You'll see it there. You'll see it on the inside of the center console right here, but it looks really nice. Down below the sound system here, you do have a wireless charger, and you have dual USB-C ports. There are 4 USB-C ports in the car, 2 of them in the front, 2 of them in the rear. Directly above the infotainment screen are interesting air vents that are in the dashboard. So you got 2 of them right there, and then you got the 2 on the sides. Coming back, you have got a few physical controls. You've got this really beautiful 3D etched rotary knob for your volume. You got a play pause button, a rear window defroster, a front window defroster, and then your hazards. Now, coming back to the gear shift lever is kind of unique. You got the Polestar symbol in there. It is completely hollow, and to put it in gear, you just put your foot on the brake and then pull down for drive, push up for reverse, and then push P for park. Probably the weirdest thing getting used to is there's no start button. So when you have the key on you, or you've connected to your phone, you just get in the car, and as soon as you sit on the seat, the vehicle starts up. So that is an interesting feeling. Now, the center armrest, let me move the key here for a minute, does slide. And you do have one cup holder here. And then if you want a second one, you've got to lift up the center armrest. And it does fold all the way back, but you've got another cup holder right here. Okay? And then a little more storage area right there that would probably fit a smaller phone. Coming up here, you got your nice big glove compartment. That's quite large. You got a little holder up here for pencils, but you can also fold this hook out, and then you've got a little hanger right there. Up above, you do have an SOS button, and that's for emergencies. Over here, you have a connect button, and that's more for concierge services. The lights up here are all just touch sensitive, so all I gotta do is just touch them and they'll go off. And then this is for the other lights. So that is an interesting feature. Right? The rear view mirror is automatic dimming, and then you have your 3 HomeLink buttons underneath. The visors themselves are backlit, okay, on both sides here. Up here, you don't really see it right now. I can see it, but right built into this area here is it reflects the Polestar symbol. Actually, it's a light, so you can see it at night, but that's pretty cool. That's the front. Let's step in the second row and take a look. All right, so in the second row here, you've got the same Weave Tech material up here on the doors. You got one of your 13 Harman Kardon speakers. You've got, of course, your window switch, and you do have a lock button right here. You do have a little bit of storage. It would be big enough to hold a small, say, bottle of water. Okay, and then you've got another speaker down here. Let's step in here. All right, so in the back, the seat's adjusted where I had it to drive. And you notice I've got, gosh, about 4 inches of knee room. Plenty of knee room there. And you can fit your feet comfortably underneath the driver's seat. We've had other viewers ask us about that. And yep, you can fit your feet comfortable. And just to give you a size comparison, I am 5'11.5". Now, as far as headroom goes, I don't have a lot, but I've got close to 3/4 of an inch of headroom, so I am not rubbing in any way. You do have 2 seat pocket storage areas. Of course, you have your rear vents that operate the same way as the front vents. And then down here, you've got your heated seats in the rear. And you have 2 USB-C outlets right here. In addition to the beautiful gold seat belts, you have got a center armrest, and I like it that it stops here and doesn't go all the way down. You've got 2 cup holders here, and you've got room for probably a Dixie cup or something right there, just a smaller bottle. And of course, it's a pass-through, so if you want to store skis or something in there, you could fit those in the trunk as well. All right, next up, we're going to take it for a ride.
Okay, taking a ride in the 2022 Polestar 2, and this is the dual motor with the performance pack. It's completely loaded, and I love this vehicle. I gotta say, I really do like this vehicle. Wow, this is, man, this is so nice. I love the airy cabin. It's extremely well laid out. It's not cluttered. It's a very, very pretty interior. The acceleration on this is phenomenal. We talked 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds. And, you know, it is that dual motor, so it does have some speed to it. Let me see if I can get out here a little bit on this road and give it the gas, if you would. So, there we go. Whoa, holy cow, that pulls. That's way more than most people ever need. You're going to use it maybe when you're merging onto the highway, but around town like I am now, you definitely wouldn't use it. Up next, Nathan's going to take you for a ride and give you his opinion.
All right, so my turn. Well, you know, in terms of a comfortable ride, it's quite comfortable. You can feel the road marks as they go underneath you, but they are definitely subdued. In terms of getting in and out of the vehicle, and we'll overlay a video here, got to duck your head a little bit, especially in the rear, but otherwise, not hard. Because of its slightly elevated height, it's a little bit easier getting in and out of than, say, a regular sedan. Now, interior ergonomics, man, just the way everything is laid out, what a nice fit and finish this has to everything. It's absolutely beautiful in here. Controls are all easy to reach on your steering wheel, and then you got, of course, the Google Assistant that you can use. Now, in terms of parking, well, this has got the 360 camera, so it really couldn't get much easier than that. It really makes it easy. Plus, you got parking sensors front and rear to help guide you in case you're getting too close to something, and that beautiful 360 bird's eye view. And then, of course, dynamic swivel guidelines. So, absolutely awesome. Absolutely love this car. I think one of the reasons I like it so much is that you can just get in it and drive it. Everything is set up like it would be in a regular car, minus the start-stop button. But otherwise, absolute joy to drive. All right, that's it for me. Back to Rob.
Well, that's our review of the 2022 Polestar 2, and we appreciate you spending some time with us. There's an airplane overhead, if you can hear that. So, okay, don't forget to check out my notes in the description down below. And if you enjoyed this review, make sure to give us a like and leave a comment. Also, make sure to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. And please take a second to click on that subscribe button right over there. Thanks for watching.